What's going on, everybody? Today I am discussing how I can help you move to Oakland County, Michigan. Now, I am a local realtor in Oakland County. I actually grew up here in Rochester Hills, Michigan, right on the border of Rochester Hills and Troy. Went to the public schools in this area, lived in this area my whole life, and I'm just so excited to show you and bring you some more information on this area today. Let's get into how we can get you into Oakland County. So some things you should consider before moving into Oakland County and living in Oakland County are the housing opportunities and appreciation, what the cost of living is going to be for you. Of course, all of the fun things and experiences that you can do here, which is a lot, and I'm excited to go into and share all of these different things for you. Some of the education that can be provided for yourself or your family. And then, of course, the opportunities that there are for work and work-related things. Of course, we got to make money while we're here, right? Let's get right into the next slide here, which I'm super excited to show you. So first, we're going to talk about the housing opportunities in Oakland County and what makes it so special. So you can, on average, get a home in Rochester Hills for around $500,000. Now, some specific areas, such as Birmingham, are likely going to be a little bit higher than that, because it's a higher end, higher price per square foot area and zip code. Now, other areas such as Royal Oak, Clawson, Berkley, Ferndale, even some areas of Rochester, Auburn Hills, all these different areas, you're going to be able to find something slightly cheaper than 500,000. But I think 500,000 is a good gauge of the median home. So I'd say on a low end you can go anywhere from really $200,000 as little as $150,000. So even $100,000, again, everything depends on the situation and the certain opportunities that are out there. But I would really say $500,000 is a fair price for the average home, just using Rochester Hills as a proxy. So as we can see here from this chart, the average price of a home in the 48306 zip code, which I am from myself, is around $523,000. So again, not to say that it can't be more than that, not to say that it can't be less. This is just where we find ourselves on average. Once you get into different areas, you can go as low as 200 or even lower, but again, we're just going off of this for an average. Now, what's really interesting about Oakland County, and which is why I'm such a fan and rave about this area so much, is that we actually see average asset appreciation of around 5%. Again, this is using Rochester Hills as a proxy, but even in Clarkston, we're seeing in this past 12 months or so, Clarkston's zip code has gone up around something around 20%. So the varying areas in Oakland County are typically going up because it's a very desirable place for people to move into. So I don't see that changing anytime soon. Of course, I don't have a future globe in my hands, a future ball, but I do know that Rochester Hills, Oakland County, Troy, Clarkston, Oxford, all of these areas are super high in demand, especially the Royal Oaks, Clawson. All these areas are super high in demand, and people are looking to move in, and not that many people are looking to move out. So that being said, I think your asset is in good hands. So next, I want to kind of go into the reasoning maybe why the appreciation is so great and why people keep flooding in. Not only do we have a good job market here, but we also have a great education, which I'm going to go into as well. So before we go into the education and all of that good stuff, I want to go into what the average cost of living is going to look like. Of course, this is going to vary depending on your situation and depending what you spend money on and where you spend your money, how big your family is, what you like to do for fun, what kind of car you drive, so many different variables. But we're just going to go off of a $500,000 home. Again, you can have a home as low as $200,000 and maybe your monthly is $1,500 on that. So this can vary, quite crazily, but we're just going to go off of a baseline here. So we're going to say a mortgage for a $500,000 home around 6.2% interest rate is going to be a $300,000 a month payment towards your mortgage. Now you're going to include your insurance, water bill, gas, electric, cable. And I just like to kind of round up on these things because I never want to undershoot you. So I'm going to say that's a high end of $1,000 a month. So for your home alone, we're going to say around $400,000. Now, when we get into, of of course, the things that are necessities as well, groceries and having a car. You're going to want to have to travel. One thing I will say is a downside of just living in this Metro Detroit, Oakland County areas, we don't have a whole lot of public transportation. So you're definitely going to need to have a car or at least a fast bike. So, so around that total monthly cost, we're going to say around $2,000, depending on the type of car that you drive, depending on when you got that car locked in. If it's a lease, maybe you own your car, so you don't have to worry about that kind of payment. And I doubt your grocery payment is going to be $2,000 a month, but I just wanted to complete a package with everything included. And I always like to go on the high end range because I never want to sell you short. So again, this can vary. I think $300 a week is quite hefty for a lot of families, especially if you're a smaller family. I don't think that you're going to be spending $300 a week on food, but I don't know your situation. So, again, you're going to want to adjust to yourself and kind of how you live currently. Now the next thing, which I think is really awesome about Oakland County, and I'm going to go into this a little bit in further detail as well, is that we actually have a lot of affordable entertainment, which is either in or outside of Oakland County. So for example, I think the most expensive game you can go to is a Lions game, just because, man, the Lions haven't even really been that good in the past. I know this year they're supposed to be really good, but in the past they haven't been good. But for some reason, they always sell out because Detroit Lions fans are super loyal. So because of that, they're actually the most expensive sport to go see, which I'd say is around $200. So you could really, for $500 a month, go see 2 Lions games. Once you go to the Tigers, the Pistons, the Red Wings, those are much cheaper. You can get an affordable ticket for around $50 or so and have a nice seat there. So I think, $500 a month is definitely affordable for entertainment. If you're, again, if you want to spend more and go crazy, you can, but I don't really think you have to. And if you don't like to go out, then you can pocket that $500 and just, do what you like to, do what you wish. So that brings our total expenses for around living in the Oakland County area to $7,500 a month. Now, I would say this is likely on the high end. You can probably get away with somewhere closer to like the $6,000 mark. But again, I wanted to play it safe, so I'm giving people the averages just based off a $500,000 house, a hefty grocery bill, a nice car payment if you don't owe your car. So again, I think this is fair. It may be even on a little bit on the higher side, but I always like to tailor it to people so they have an idea of kind of gauging where we're at, just in case. Now, one of my favorite pieces, and like I said, I did want to go into this, the entertainment in Rochester Hills, including the shopping and the food. Man, we have so many things to do here in Oakland County, not just Rochester Hills, but in Oakland County specifically. I know I talk a lot about Rochester Hills because I'm from Rochester Hills myself. But again, we have a lot to do here in Oakland County, so let's get into it. First off, shopping, ladies, if you like to shop, men, if you like to shop, man, you got to check out these 3 places here. The Village of Rochester Hills is an outdoor mall. Great Lakes Crossing here is a huge outlet center. If you like to play Top Golf, they have that too. And then Somerset Mall, which is in Troy, so that's a really nice mall as well. I'd recommend go checking them all out because, man, they have a lot to offer there if you like to shop. Now, maybe you don't like to shop, you like to go to a concert instead. Well, we have you covered there. We got Meadowbrook Amphitheater, which is actually connected to the Oakland University campus, as well as Pine Knob, which used to be DTE, but now it is Pine Knob for concerts, and they have snowboarding as well. So Pine Knob is a mountain. If you like to snowboard, you like to get outside and just enjoy a good time, I think you're really going to love Pine Knob, and that's in the city of Clarkston. So those are some of the things you can do for entertainment if you like to go out and go do things. I know for myself that I like to go out and just have a good time and live life because that's what it's all about. But I know, some people may not feel the same. So if that's the case, I know you got to eat food because that is a human necessity. So some of these places, are my personal favorites. But again, there's so many different places in Oakland County. I'm sure you can look it up online, all the top rated places. We have pretty much anything you can think of. There's going to be a spot for you. You're going to start thinking about places. You're going to have so many places come up that you're not even going to know what to do. Actually, I heard, and this one isn't on my list, but I heard the White Coat Inn, I believe it's called. It's either White Coat Inn or White Tail Inn. I believe that's in Metamora, so it's just north of Oxford. I heard that place is awesome. Now, I haven't been there yet, but I've heard people just rave about the reviews there, that it's like a rustic vibe. So, I'm definitely going to have to take my girlfriend there for a date, and I suggest you do the same. But some of my personal favorites are Paint Creek Tavern, which is right downtown Rochester Hills, right on the Paint Creek, which if you don't know the Paint Creek, it's a nice trail where people go running, exercising, biking, walking. Just enjoy yourself in nature. You feel like you're enclosed while you're still in the city, and you got a nice stream of water running right by you. So it's really awesome. Now, the Meeting House is another great spot in Rochester I'd recommend going. They make some awesome cocktails, probably some of the best in town, no doubt about that. Another great spot, my personal favorite, if you like pineapples on your tacos, maybe you don't need to get the pineapple, the El Pastor tacos. I just really like them because I love pineapple and I love El Pastor tacos. But if you like El Pastor tacos, I would seriously recommend going to Imperial Taco in Ferndale because, man, they have my favorite tacos. And if you like tacos and appreciate a good taco, I would really recommend you go check it out. Not only that, that's only just a small, slim selection of what they got for food going on. Really, in reality, there's so many options. They got, steak houses, they got general grills, bars, Italian restaurants, Asian cuisine. Really anything you can think of, it is here. You just have to go out and go look for it. I don't want to give you too much information overload when it comes to this, but I did want to also provide you here a good place for a night out, which is going to be called Boogie Fever. Now, Boogie Fever is a 80s little disco dance floor in the middle. They got yeah, they got a little bit of that. They got a little bit of this. They got a little bit of that. So it's really a good time. Honestly, if you like to go out with your friends, which I'm not even huge on going out to the bars and, dancing, like that's not really my scene. But Boogie Fever, I can't tell you, I've never gone there and had a bad time just because the vibes are immaculate, the people are great, and everybody's there to have a good time while you're listening to some old 80s music. So that gets a really broad crowd of people. You get everybody from people who just turned 21 celebrating their birthday, and you got people that are 60, 70, 80s years old just going out to enjoy the music that they provide there because it brings them back to their time. So, and I'm not trying to say if you grew up in that time you're super old, because in reality you're only probably 50 or 60, but I'm just saying, they have a good selection for everybody enjoys it, and I promise you, if you go, you won't have a bad time. One of the best reasons that you can live in Oakland County, and which is why I believe the asset prices are pretty secure and why they actually appreciate over time, is because you have some of the best education in all of Michigan. So you got some of the top schools here that are in Oakland County. Not only that, but Oakland County is really one of the best counties and one of the nicest areas in all of Michigan, really in my opinion, excluding some of the up north areas. So if you're in the Metro Detroit area, my opinion, because I grew up here, maybe I have a bias, but I really think that, Oakland County is one of the nicest spots you can stay. Now, that being said, again, they have some of the best school districts: Troy and Rochester, Birmingham, Bloomfield schools, Clarkston, Oxford. Some of those school districts are top rated in the whole state. So you have so many different options to make sure that you, your family, and your kids and all of their friends are going and getting a good education and going to the right spot that is going to progress and advance them forward. That being said, they also have a great university, Oakland University, which is very affordable. And they provide so many broad different selections of things. I know I had some friends who went to Oakland University. They really loved it. So, and not only that, but again, most of the time you're pretty close. So if you want to stay at home, you can. You don't have to stay at the school. You actually have the option, which is nice that you get the option. You also have Oakland Community College, which is a great choice as well for people who are really just getting started into school and want to get those gen ed credits. I think OCC provides such a great opportunity for those people. I really do. One of the main things is that you have easy access on and off expressways. So right down Rochester Road, right off of Crooks, so many different places. You have I-75, you got M59, you got Woodward, of course, that's going to take you all the way to Midtown Detroit. You got Telegraph, 696, that'll take you east and west. So really, honestly, getting around the state is super easy. And if you want to get up north and beat that up north traffic, I mean, most of the time you're going to be in a good spot doing so if you hit 75 early enough. So, again, I love this area because I really truly believe that it is one of the best and nicest all-around living experiences in all of Michigan, because you get the city living, without necessarily being in the city. You know, it's not super busy all the time. Now, don't get me wrong. We get traffic, especially around rush hour. There's going to be traffic, so you better expect that. But I think it really provides a great opportunity where, you know, you're not necessarily in the city, but you're close to the city. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with living in the city, definitely. But I know for, you know, some people, it's just a little bit busy. There's too much traffic, too much going on all the time. I think this is a nice spot where you can kind of take a step away, but you're still, you know, surrounded by people. Now, if you go a little bit further north in the Clarkston, Lake Orion area, it does get a little bit quieter. You can find some spots with a little bit more acreage and a little bit more privacy. I actually have at my dad's house, the place I grew up in, I believe we sit on 3 or 4 acres in the middle of Rochester Hills. So there's some really unique opportunities that you can find yourself. You just have to look for them, and that's exactly what we're here to do for you as well. So lastly, I would like to kind of go over the employment opportunities. Now, we have one of the biggest hospital names in this area is going to be Beaumont Health. Now, I have some friends who work for Beaumont, and they absolutely love it. And not only that, but I think what Beaumont provides is great. Great benefits, great education, continuous learning, and giving you great experience overall. So like I said, I do have friends who are at Beaumont and they've loved the experience so far. Next, we're going to have Stellantis, which is in Auburn Hills, but that is also in supplementation to, you know, the Detroit Motor City. So of course you got Ford Motor, you got GM, you got Chrysler, which is Stellantis. So you got all of these big some of the giant behemoths in the automotive industry mostly are in Detroit or the, you know, Metro Detroit area. And just for, you know, precise example, Stellantis is going to be in Auburn Hills. So that provides a whole lot of opportunities, whether you're in finance, business, engineering, marketing, advertising, you know, HR, so many different roles that, you know, these companies can provide for different employment opportunities for you. Last is going to be United Wholesale Mortgage, which is going to be also in Auburn Hills, I believe. Again, this is going to be one of the biggest businesses in the area. The owner of UWM actually owns the Phoenix Suns. He went to Michigan State University. So again, there's always opportunity. I know they have plenty of employees, and there's always a good opportunity for you. Not only those corporations and big names, but there's so many other smaller, medium, and big-sized businesses in the area as well that are ready for hire. So definitely reach out, do your research, see what you can do. And also keep in mind that, you know, Oakland County is such a great spot to work remote because it is relatively affordable and you get such a great living experience there as well. That's going to wrap us up today. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video, taking the time to go over why Oakland County may or may not work for you. Now, I'd love for you to reach out to me if you have been considering or even on the fence of like, is Oakland County right for me? Because I'm definitely the person you should talk to. I have plenty of experience living and being in Oakland County, and I can share so much with you. I can share you the things that, you know, I love, and I can share you the things maybe I don't love. I'll give you my whole 100% honest opinion because that's how I am, and that's how I like to operate here. So again, and if you're in the more active, like you're currently looking for places in Oakland County or looking to sell your place in Oakland County, reach out to me as well because I can definitely help you there, and we're going to make sure we get the best results for you. So again, share this with anybody who you think it might be useful for. I appreciate you taking your time to watch this video. If you want to book a call, there's a link down below in the comments section where you can copy and paste that into your search bar, and if you do that, you'll see my schedule. You can go ahead and book a call through Calendly, and I'd love to chat with you next. I hope you're having a great day. Take care, and I'll see you next time.